What is up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. We are back. Euro GBP hit its take profit. I got in a GBP AUD buy this morning. It's a beautiful trade. I'm going to go over exactly why I took the buy and go over exactly what happened on Euro GBP. I also got into an SPX 500 scalp. Ended up working out very nicely. Had a very solid week so far. We're 3 for 3. We hit Euro GBP, which obviously hit the take profit, and then we are currently. I was in 3 positions on GBP AUD. I am still holding one of them. We'll see if it goes and hits take profit. My take profit is set in profit already, so it's a risk-free trade. I'm just going to go over exactly what happened and why the trades we took this morning. It was one of those things where it was like I was on the live and I was like, oh, GBP AUD, it's going to rise based on this. I was a tad late, but I overall knew what was going to happen. I've seen this happen so many times. And this is actually a case when the Bollinger Bands come into play and they save the day. They give me a very strong conviction to actually enter the trade. So I'm going to show you right now. So this was the Euro GBP trade that I called. Obviously, if you watched my video yesterday, you know the exact reasons why I called it, but it obviously hit take profit. If we take a look at that 6-hour 200 moving average, which was my original take profit, it actually smashed right through it, hit the 50 moving average. But at the end of the day, we had a 1 to 3 risk to reward. We hit 50 pips. And like I said, you know, this is almost like hitting 100 pips on a trade because Euro GBP pays out so much more than the normal pair. But Euro GBP, again, hit take profit. Like I said, we are 3 for 3 on the week. And let me show you why I got into GBP AUD actually. So if we take a look here, on the 4-hour time frame, we have a shark fin. Now, it's not the best type of shark fin that I've ever seen. The thing that I did like about this is the fact that the RSI was way outside of the Bollinger Bands, which gives me a good insight. And then if we take a look back, if we zoom out like this, we can see that this was actually a trend line where the market rejected all throughout here. Now we rejected, broke through, rejected again, ultimately broke through, kind of did that same thing again. So when we get something like this where the market breaks up, comes back down after a long while after rejection, like the distance from here to here is a great area. And when we get that greater area is when we're going to actually more likely see that rejection. But the thing that really sold me on this trade, for the 4-hour time frame, if I pull my Bollinger Bands up. So this was the thing that really sold me. As you can see right here, let me pull the Bollinger Bands, and this is why I use the Bollinger Bands. It's actually helped me a lot in a lot of trades. It gives me that conviction. For anyone that knows how I use Bollinger Bands, this is the pattern that I see, right? Like obviously I know that we're on that retest on the 4-hour time frame. This is an important area in the market. The way that our Bollinger Bands are formed, there's a distance between the 2.0 Bollinger Band, 2.5, and 3.0. They're flat and they're wide apart. Now, what I have noticed through trading with Bollinger Bands for the last 7 years is the fact that if you see like a pattern like this, especially with the other confluences, you're gonna get a rejection off of those Bollinger Bands. So for me, I entered right in here, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to bring up the chart right now here in a little bit. But that to me is such a strong conviction to get in this trade. I was on the live when this happened, entered the trade. We got some students who entered the trade as well. And, you know, just overall, super solid. I had my take profit set to the 50 moving average on the 4-hour time frame. Now I'm thinking about actually holding this trade longer because I've entered and I want to see how many pips I actually got. I'll pull up my chart here, but yeah, I was right around, see, it's already up 100 pips. And I think I took probably 85 pips on my first 2 positions. This was kind of like a quick reaction trade. Ultimately, I knew this was going to happen, entered. Good trade. but there wasn't like a predetermined thought process into it. So a lot of times when I get a move like that, I'm not actually going to be taking like huge risk to rewards, like as far as like this could have potentially been a 200 pip trade, but I didn't get enough time to make that reaction for my risk to reward. Kind of a complicated process, but ultimately I did know that it was going to reverse off this area, and that's why I took the risk. And again, I'm going to pull this up just so you guys can see how this is. So as you can see, like I entered in there because I was late, like I had mentioned. I literally got 0 drawdown. But as you can see right here, my stop loss is in profit. Now, my take profit's right there, which is that 4-hour 50 moving average, which is my yellow line right there. And ultimately, I mean, it's been a super solid day. It's been a super solid day. I could take the rest of the week off and be super good and be super satisfied with where I'm at. Ultimately, I want to do whatever I can do for my students, so I'm not going to end up doing that. But yeah, it's going to hit take profit here soon. Now, the 3-hour also gave a shark fin, which this shark fin was actually very deep, very nice. I really like seeing that. The RSI was far away from our Bollinger Bands. We were right on that 200 moving average on the 3-hour time frame. And ultimately, that is another reason why I was very comfortable with entering this trade. So not only that the 3 hours gave him that nice shark fin, that 4-hour had those Bollinger Bands, how I really like them. And this is just a pattern that I've seen in the market over and over again. And that's why I had the conviction to be in this trade. Now, for SPX 500, I had posted the trade in here. I wonder, let's see right there. So the reason why I had taken this trade, I'm gonna remove everything, remove the Bollinger Bands. So if we look left, right here, and I've already taken all my profit on this. It was more of a scalp on SPX. If we look left, we have a nice area of support, and maybe even in here, pretty close, not quite. We had a nice area of support in here, but not only that, this is what I really liked about this trade, is the fact that it was a break right here. So it broke, rejected. Maybe on the 3-hour time frame it looked a little different, or it was the 1-hour time frame that gave me the beautiful shark fin. So that was ultimately the reason why I entered this trade. I had my take profit, the 200 on the 1-hour time frame. Ultimately, it hit that. I took my profit, and it was a very good day. But I had the rejection here, rejection here. Rejection in here twice. Now it broke through, rejected, we came back down. This is kind of the same thing as that GA. When you get that big distance from the high to the retest, we're more than likely gonna see that reject, especially if we see that shark fin and then the very nice area of support. Like, it is a nice area of support, but ultimately the better thing in this trade, if we like just kind of zoom out like that, we can see that it is that break retest. Now you have to remember, like, I've been doing this for a very long time. The same exact strategy for over, I mean, it's been at least 6.5, 7 years from when I first started trading, and I've pretty much traded shark fins since the very beginning, right? So I've seen these patterns happen over and over again. I've had Bollinger Bands on my chart. I've had the 50 moving average on my chart. Ultimately, like, I've gotten just so much better at this trading. I've gotten so much better, like, so much time put into this. And here's the thing, like, I had entered this trade late. Oops, I had entered this trade late as well. And oh my gosh. So I had entered this trade right there. I had it like that. Now I did want to have my stop loss like a little bit below, right in there, below that previous wick. Just the fact that it was that trend line break and retest with the shark fin and, you know, off a nice support area gave me enough confidence to enter this trade. Super solid trade. It is what it is. You know, we ended up bagging almost 300 points, and, you know, it's just a solid day of the market looking really nice. Now, ultimately, Me personally, I probably won't be taking very many more trades on my large account this week for the pure fact that like usually after, 3 or 4 good trades, like sometimes I only get 3 or 4 good trades in a month, right? For me, unless the trade is A plus and super solid or like just a super solid setup, like I'm most likely going to be helping people pass challenges and things like that. I enjoy doing that because, this brings more to other people's lives. For me, like I am not trying to be greedy. I don't want to get myself in a situation where, I end the week on a loss after being 3 for 3. I don't think that will happen, but these trade setups have been just like kind of thrown in my face, not even anything that I've really been premeditating in the market, but they worked out very well and they were all, very confluent, nice trades. So I'm happy with that. Unless the market gives me just a super solid setup, I'll probably be staying out of the market for the rest of the week on my larger account and then, come back fresh minded, no emotions. And that's really just like how I kind of roll when it comes to trading. I feel like the less trades I take and the less risk exposure I give to the market, the better I do in the long run. The more trades I seem to take, the more stress that's in my life. And ultimately, I'm just trying to live and be happy and give and build my life. And, I have a lot I have to do. I have to be studying for my Series 7 right now. I've got a wedding I have to attend. I've got my kids in a few days. I'm filming parts of my course that needed to be refilmed. I just had a huge meeting with my new creative director. So ultimately, there's just a lot going in my life, and I'm trying to grow, Trader Society, and I'm trying to get everything, going how it's supposed to be in like the most fluid motion possible. I have 3 employees now for my businesses, and I put these people in place for reasons that like I want to be solely focused on my craft, which what I'm best at is trading and teaching people how to trade. I feel like I'm a phenomenal teacher, and this has not came just in, 1 year, 2 year. Like I've been practicing teaching for dang near, it's been 5.5 years now since I've been teaching. And so those are the crafts that I want to be working on. And ultimately, like once I get this large account for the hedge fund, the $50 million account, like a lot of things are going to be changing, but I also want to put myself out there because I feel as though, and this is not coming from an egotistical side, this is coming from like a side of like, there's probably not very many people in this industry that do what I do and teach and do all this stuff that have like the history that I have and the pure fact that you just know the way that I trade, like it works. Like I show you week after week. I show my students week after week. They're calling out the trades. Like the way that I trade, I know works. And it's something that is repeated over and over again. So my goal is like, really, how can I help as many traders as possible? And for me, like growing, like this is why I hired the creative director, is because like I do want to grow because I believe in myself and I believe my message. I want my message to be seen for the people, because I do think that I can provide a ton of value, and ultimately I want to be the top guy in this industry. I feel like it's my spot, and it's something that's going to come into fruition. I've been saying it for the last 3 or 4 years. I've got all the toxicity out of my life, and now that I'm full of this good energy, people that are around me are supposed to be in my life, like that is ultimately what I believe is going to happen. So, I just wanted to go over the trade setups that I took today, why I took them, and ultimately like a little recap of the first, couple days of the market this week. Now, if you want these types of signals and you want this type of education for 2 or 3, 4 hours a morning, join Trader Society Academy, the signals. It's really like $137 a month. It's a phenomenal deal for the pure fact that I am on a live going over the same exact stuff Monday through Thursday. And ultimately like $137. I get it if you are, you know, maybe from a different country that doesn't make that much. Like, talk to me, I'll cut you guys a deal. Like, at the end of the day, I want to see everyone win. And that is ultimately what I'll do. Like, if you truly cannot afford this but want a way out, like, hit me up. We'll cut you a deal. We'll give you a free month. We'll, you know, I'm all about giving back. And I know that my partner, who is the other trader, like, he's about giving back too. And that's ultimately why he's in the position he's in. Like, the character he has is, you know, somebody that I want to be surrounded by, or at least in the same type of business with. But, you know, if you really want to change the way you're trading, or like fix the issues that are in your trading, I know that maybe my way of trading isn't like how everyone trades, and that's why I think that it's not how like hardly anyone trades, and that's why I think I have such an edge, because the way that everyone trades is like, you really have to have that risk management on lock in order to be a successful trader. You have to have that, you know, set and forget mentality, which is great. It's super great. But for me, like, I have such an edge because my entries are always so stinking like spot on, just for the pure fact the market is at an area where it should reverse based on what we see on our chart. And the fact that not only do I see things differently, I see when we should get out of a trade instead of holding it to that full take profit. Like, the way that I manage my trades is, you know, different from anyone I know. I know exactly the issues of like getting out of the market and why we should get out of the market and not hold it to the full take profit. And that's a huge thing. I personally think, I think it's why my win rate is so high, because, you know, it doesn't always go to full take profit, but there's actually times too where it's like maybe I get stopped out in profit and it goes to full take profit. It actually, you know, out of 7 of the trades that I have called in my Discord that have hit take profit, my profit in profit, every single one of them has went to full take profit. And that's where I'm trying to better myself as a trader and learn that, you know what, maybe taking more losses and holding these trades that do kind of mess around the entry point, where ultimately they do go to the full take profit, is a better route. It's a more profitable route. But for me, my psychology, I like not losing. I like, you know, having that conviction that I'm going to win a trade. And ultimately, that's just kind of one of the things that I'm working on as a trader. Like, you know, my win rate, it's high. It's super high. It's because I do protect myself. And like, yeah, you know, 30% of my trades, they're break even 100%. Like, so, you know, I'm making a little bit of money on these trades, but they're break even, but I still am not taking the losses. And I think that's kind of a big thing that's helped me psychology wise. But ultimately, like, I've been, you know, studying it, looking at it. If I were to hold my trades and not use the stop in profit, I would actually be more profitable based on the trades that I call. So it's just something that I'm working on and trying to better myself. Like, you can always better yourself as a trader. You can always learn from things. And that's just what I'm trying to do. But yeah, I hope you guys like enjoy this video. I know a lot of people really enjoy seeing these and seeing that I'm back in action and doing these things for the people. And, you know, that's just, at the end of the day, that's my goal. Like, how can we help people? And, you know, I think that Trader Society is absolutely more than worth it. And it's not me trying to sell you. It's like me genuinely wanting to make you a better trader, because I believe in my heart that I can absolutely do that because of what I teach and what I know about the market. So anyways, I hope you guys have a super blessed Monday or Tuesday. God bless you guys. And we will see you again probably tomorrow, the next day, one of these days. I don't know.